You did it. You actually did it. All those days you pushed through, all the hard work, the focus, you lost the weight. Seriously, take a moment right now and just let that sink in. That is a massive accomplishment, and you should be so proud of yourself. You set a goal and you met it. That's huge.
But then, after the celebration, something else starts to creep in, a familiar frustration. You start noticing the number on the scale inching back up, maybe just a little at first, and that question starts looping in your head. What am I doing wrong? Did I lose my willpower? I am here today to tell you, with absolute certainty, it is not your fault. There's something much bigger, something biological happening inside your body, and we're about to unpack exactly what that is.
Okay, so let's get right into the science of it. Here's the thing, your body doesn't know you're trying to look good for a vacation. When you lose a significant amount of weight, especially if you lose it quickly, your body's ancient, hardwired survival system sounds a massive alarm. It doesn't see health goal, it sees famine. It thinks you're starving. And so it kicks into a powerful, deep-rooted survival mode that has one single mission: get that weight back to protect you.
The main tool your body uses to do this is something called metabolic adaptation. Now, that might sound complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Your body becomes incredibly efficient. Your resting metabolism, which is just the amount of energy you burn keeping your heart beating and your lungs breathing, it actually slows down. It learns to run on fewer calories. It's like your car engine suddenly figuring out how to get double the mileage out of a gallon of gas. In a real famine, that's a lifesaver, but when you're just trying to maintain your weight loss, it works directly against you.
And it doesn't stop there. Your metabolism is only part of the story. Your hormones get in on the action too, and they really stack the deck against you. Think of it like this. You have a hormone called ghrelin, G-R-E-L-I-N, which is basically your I'm hungry signal. After weight loss, your body starts pumping out way more ghrelin, so that hunger signal gets louder, a lot louder. At the very same time, the hormones that tell you, okay, you're full, you can stop eating now, they get quieter. So you're left with a constant nagging biological drive to eat more, while at the same time it takes more food to actually feel satisfied. It's a brutal combination.
So I really want to pause here and let this land, because it is the most important part of this whole conversation. That feeling of being hungrier than ever, of gaining weight back even when you feel like you're trying, that is not a personal failure. It is not a lack of discipline. It is a predictable, powerful, biological response. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do to survive. And understanding this is the first, most crucial step to changing your approach. You can't fight your own biology and win, but you can learn to work with it. Now, even though this biological pull is strong, there are things we often do, completely unintentionally, that make it even stronger. We unknowingly work against our own biology. So let's go through the 5 most common maintenance mistakes that can amplify this whole process and make keeping the weight off feel almost impossible.
All right, let's kick things off with mistake number 1. This is without a doubt the most common trap people fall into.
We treat weight loss like a project with a start date and an end date. We hit that goal weight, we celebrate, and we think, phew, I'm done. We throw out the meal plan, cancel the gym membership, and go right back to how things were before. But remember, your metabolism is now slower than it was when you started. The very habits that got you to your goal were also the habits that were keeping that slower metabolism in check. The moment you stop, the weight comes back, and it often comes back fast. Okay, on to mistake number 2. This one is all about the psychology of our habits and how our brains are wired. Our eating habits, especially the ones we've had for years, are not just choices, they're deeply ingrained neural pathways. They're like well-worn paths in a forest. It's so easy for our brain to slip back into those old, comfortable ruts, the evening bowl of ice cream, the snacks at our desk. And when you combine that autopilot tendency with those powerful hunger hormones that are now screaming for more energy, it creates the perfect storm for reverting to old patterns without even realizing it. And that brings us to mistake number 3. This one is all about movement, but a specific kind of movement that is so often overlooked. Here's a critical fact. When you lose weight, you don't just lose fat. You almost always lose some lean muscle mass too. Why does this matter? Because muscle is metabolically active tissue. Think of every pound of muscle on your body as a tiny engine that's burning calories all day long, even when you're just sitting on the couch. So losing muscle means you're shutting down some of those engines, which slows your metabolism down even more. Strength training is the single best way to preserve and even rebuild that muscle, keeping your metabolic engine running as hot as possible. Stopping it is like taking your foot off the gas pedal.
Now for the fourth mistake, and this is the one that quietly sabotages so many people's efforts without them ever connecting the dots.
You can have a perfect diet and a perfect workout plan, but if you're consistently sleeping only 5 or 6 hours a night and you're chronically stressed from work or life, you are creating a hormonal environment that is practically designed for weight regain. A lack of sleep directly spikes your hunger hormone, ghrelin, and tanks your fullness hormones. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that tells your body to store fat, especially around your midsection. This isn't about calories in, calories out. This is pure body chemistry.
And finally, let's cover the fifth and final common mistake. This one isn't about food or exercise, it's about your mindset and your support system.
Think about it. When you're actively trying to lose weight, you get so much support. People cheer you on. You get positive feedback. You might have an app, a coach, or a community, but the moment you hit your goal, all of that tends to disappear. The praise stops. The accountability vanishes. Maintenance is seen as the boring part, so we try to do it all on our own. But in many ways, maintenance is the harder, more important phase, and trying to navigate it alone while your biology is pushing you in the opposite direction is incredibly difficult.
Okay, so we've laid out the challenges. We know what our body is doing, and we know the common traps we fall into. Now, let's pivot. Let's talk about the solution. This is not about fighting harder. It's about fighting smarter. This is your maintenance playbook, designed to work with your new biology, not against it. The strategy for sustainable maintenance really boils down to 3 simple, powerful pillars. First, we need to eat in a way that manages those powerful hunger signals. Second, we have to actively protect and build our metabolic engine, our muscle. And third, we have to manage the lifestyle factors that control our fat storage and hunger hormones. It's a 3-pronged approach that addresses the biology head-on.
So what does this actually look like on your plate? It means prioritizing 2 key things at every meal: protein and fiber. Both of these are amazing at promoting satiety, that feeling of fullness and satisfaction. They directly counteract the more signals your body is sending. So we're talking about things like lentils and chickpeas, fish and tofu. Leafy greens add tons of fiber and volume. Healthy fats from things like avocado and walnuts help with fullness too. And foods like yogurt and kefir support a healthy gut, which plays a huge role in appetite regulation.
At the same time, we need to be really mindful of the things that throw fuel on the fire. Ultra-processed foods, for example, are scientifically engineered to bypass your body's natural fullness cues and make you crave more. Sugary drinks and refined carbs like white bread send your blood sugar on a roller coaster, which almost always ends in a crash that leaves you feeling hungry and irritable. These aren't bad foods, but they do make the job of managing your new biology a lot harder.
So, as we bring all of this together, I want to propose a new way of thinking about this whole journey. Keeping the weight off isn't about reaching a destination and then just stopping. That's the mindset that gets us into trouble. Instead, it's about choosing a new direction for your life, a sustainable path that you can walk on for the long term.
And this right here is the real secret. It is not about being perfect. It's about consistency. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day. The choice to have a high-protein breakfast. The choice to go for a 10-minute walk. The choice to go to bed 30 minutes earlier. None of these things feel life-changing in the moment, but over time, they are the things that build a strong, resilient foundation for lasting health.
So, I want to leave you with one final simple thought. Don't feel overwhelmed by all this information. Don't feel like you have to change everything all at once. Just ask yourself this one question. What is one small, positive habit from your weight loss journey that actually felt good, that you could easily bring back into your life starting today? Just one. That's where it begins.